Hey, what is going on everybody? Arthur here and welcome to a new Q&A. Now before we get into the questions, I first off wanted to say that if you haven't asked any questions yet, and you still want to do so, then be sure to leave them in the comment section down below. Then I'll make sure to answer your questions in one of my future videos. So the first question comes from Forensics42 and he asked me, why do you prefer Team Deathmatch over all the other game modes in Black Ops 2? And what is your favorite game mode of all time? So first off, as most of you will probably know, I'm not much of a team player. I usually play solo actually. And that is also the reason why I almost always play Team Deathmatch. Now in Team Deathmatch it is actually possible for me to carry my entire team. I really don't need a lot of help from my teammates. And when I play something like, let's say, Domination or Kill Confirmed, I actually need my teammates to help me out. And like I said, I'm much more of a solo player than I am a team player, and I usually get matched up with the type of teammates that refuse to even go for the B flag or something like that. So that is pretty much why I always play Team Deathmatch. Anyway, the next part of his question, what is your favorite game mode of all time? I will probably have to go for either Team Deathmatch, of course. That is just what I enjoy the most, but the most fun game mode has to be the War game mode in World at War actually. Now the main reason why I personally really like that game mode is because it is extremely hectic, it's extremely fast paced. Just because you have to move from one position to another position, because otherwise you're simply going to be losing. So that is probably my favorite game mode of all time. Anyway, the next question comes from Gaming Steve and he asked me, do you ever watch competitive Call of Duty, and if you do, who is your favorite team? So I do watch competitive Call of Duty every now and then. It's not like I sit down to watch every single match that is going on, or to take a look at every single championship that is going on, or like a tournament or anything like that. But I do watch competitive Call of Duty every now and then, and my favorite team is probably either Team Fear or either Team Envious. If I'm not mistaken, I actually started watching Envious their videos back in 2010, back in the Black Ops 1 days. They were actually the dudes who recommended me to use the FAMAS, and now the FAMAS is actually my most used weapon within Black Ops 1. So that is something pretty sweet. I also really like Clan Fear, that's also one of my favorite clans, and that's pretty much just it. I mean, Optic is pretty great as well. Rico is pretty great because they actually won the Call of Duty Championships, of course. Like before that, I never even heard of the clan Rico. Honestly, didn't even know that they existed. But if I had to pick one, I would probably go for either Team Fear or either Team Envious. Anyway, the next question comes from Ryan Kryle and he asked me, do you think that KD is important? So the answer to that is probably not. I personally don't really feel like that kill-death ratio is like really extremely important, although I personally prefer to play against someone with like a 0.5 KD than that I prefer to play against someone with like a 4 KD. KD on its own really isn't anything special. Now if you play against someone with like a 1.5 kill-death ratio and then like a 1.8 win-loss ratio and something like a 550 score per minute or something like that, that's when you know that you're playing against someone who is actually pretty good at the game. But if you play against someone with like a 3 kill death ratio, like a 0.5 win loss ratio, and like a 200 score per minute, then that person probably isn't very good at the game. He probably just camps in a corner very often, which doesn't get you killed as often as, you know, running for the B flag or something like that. So no, on its own, kill death ratio really isn't that important. You just gotta look at KD, win loss ratio, and score per minute all together. Anyway, the next question comes from Camille Davis and he asked me, what gun category do you think is the best and what is your favorite gun category? So I personally feel like that the assault rifles are the best weapons within Black Ops 2. I mean, at the start of Black Ops 2 you of course had the MSMC and the PDW. Those two weapons were hands down better guns than the rest of the guns in Black Ops 2. But after all the patching, I personally believe the assault rifles are a little bit better than the SMGs. Just in general, I mean, the SMGs are really only good at close to medium range, whilst the assault rifles are good at close range, they're good at medium range, and they're of course also good at long range. So that's why I personally prefer the assault rifles, but it really just depends on your own playstyle. I mean, if you are a hardcore rusher, then definitely go for the SMGs and the shotguns. If you want to take it easy, if you want to take it slow, move from cover to cover, you know, play it a bit more defensively, then go for the assault rifles or the LMGs. If you want to have some fun, then go for the specials or the launchers or even the pistols. The pistols are a lot of fun as well. Definitely try the Executioner if you haven't already. It's a really challenging gun, but it's a great gun as well. And if you want to snipe some people, you know, go for the sniper rifles. Anyway guys, that was it for this Q&A. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating would as always be very much appreciated. If not, that is of course cool as well. on the screen right now is one of my latest videos, and this is actually my Vengeance DLC review video. If you haven't checked out that video yet and you are interested in checking it out, then be sure to do so. With that said, I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope to see some of you next time. Take it easy.